Hello YouTube users, Facebookers, subscribers alike, Random Andrew here, and tonight, as always, I'm vaping on something good. What am I vaping on tonight? Does that cloud look a little strange to you? Well, that's because it's Strange Clouds Vapor Company. I've got the four finest here with me right now. Oatmeal Cookies and Cream, PBOMG, Julius by us, and S-Tune Berry Float. All four of which I've come to like a lot. I kind of fell in love with the Julius in Montreal. And these guys, they kind of thought ahead of time. If we're going to make good juice, we better sell it in big bottles. And even right on it, eat that Harvard, diacetyl free. Yes, I said it, diacetyl free. We're not even going to get on that subject on my channel. It's just dumb. I might give you a brief mention of it here or there. It really aggravates me that such a educational institution can make such a big fuss and say, oh, vaping, popcorn lung, when this whole time, I guess by their standards, they should have been saying tobacco, popcorn lung. Anyhow, strange clouds. That's why they look strange. Look at that nice, beautiful bottle. Bright labeling. It's got all the warnings on the back. Can I get a little closer? Focus. Thank you. Use the force to do that. Not gonna hear much about Star Wars on my channel either. So yes, right now I got the Julius in here. If you ever had the joys of going to a mall, food court, and trying a nice big orange Julius, it's what's the word for those things? It's like a yogurt drink kind of thing. But this does not taste like the orange, the tangerine, the yumminess in it. It's really, really good. Their description: the original orange Julius flavor made for you with our own tweaks and fine ingredients. Well, I don't know what tweaks and fine ingredients they're using, but I like it. It's good stuff. You're gonna have to forgive the squeaks in some of my videos lately. This chair, I may not look like a heavy guy, but my chair thinks so. You want to see what I'm using to vape with tonight? It's the Skelly 150 watt temperature control. My build is apparently a 0.16 ohm. I'm running at about 75 watts, 3.4 volts. And my build is my own armor wire that I build. Oh yeah, that way. There you go. That cotton looks nice and dry. Ready for us. So that was the Julius. Moving on now to oatmeal cookies. And on the profile sheet, it reads as oatmeal cookies and cream, a huge fresh baked oatmeal cookie, just spiced just right, topped with a generous dollop of sweet pudding, and finished with a couple slices of banana for good measure. I'll show you something else. Wasn't very fond of it when I first got them, but they're drippers. Those ones with the curve at the end. And their juice is so thick. It rides up the outside of the dripper, so you always get quite a bit extra. But you grow accustomed to a different style dripper after a while. Dropper? Is it a dropper or is it the dripper? Okay, nice generous amount on there. Cotton's good and soaked. This is my flavor Addy. It's one that came with a mod that I ordered. There's a little unregulated box mod called the Terminator, and it came with this Addy. Problem was, right in front of where you like to center your coils, there was 2 tabs for blocking the air holes. They wanted you to build pretty offset. I wasn't too keen on that, so I took the hacksaw to it and nice and cleanly removed them tabs. And then I noticed the holes weren't very large either, so you couldn't put a larger build, something that took a few strands. And I drilled that out just slightly. Not enough to breach the walls or anything or make any weak points in it, but just enough to house the wire size that I prefer. It's much better now. So on that, I don't get a whole lot on the intake. I guess you get kind of a hint of the oatmeal on the intake, but a lot more on the exhale. You get a lot of that pudding flavor in there. Maybe a hint of the banana, but I mean otherwise without reading the banana on the paper, I wouldn't say it'd really taste banana in it. And there you go. It's oatmeal, cookies, and cream. It's good stuff. So I'm sitting here vaping away, drying out the cotton for the next flavor. And I'm thinking, you know, I've been favoring that Julius by us so much, neglecting this oatmeal flavor. It's actually really smooth. It's something that's more of a subtle, it's not overpowering strong, and you can really get used to it. It's the thing about cameras, the frame is so small and the clouds are so big. Sorry, you'd have to be here. Or perhaps you're making your own big clouds at home. Now as I switch over to the next flavor, nice and dry, good to go. No cotton burning. So as I switch over to the next flavor, I'm going to mention something about lighting. You notice I'm a little whiter, a little bluer maybe. It's the light I'm using. It's a slightly different light again. I put the other light up there above the picture, and I'm using a different light that I had in a display case before, just so I can try and make sure that there's ample lighting in these videos. I'm not a pro, but I'm trying to make them look at least pretty good for you guys, or semi-good. So what do you think we should try next? S-Tune Berry Float or PB OMG? I know this is strong, so we'll save that one for last. That means we're going with the S-Tune Berry Float. Not that it's weak by any means. Bear with me as I drip. A little bit blinded from this new light, but I can still see what I'm doing. After doing 2 different conventions now of walking from table to table, trying juice after juice after juice, you kind of learn to take it easy on the dripping when you're just doing a sample or a review even. If you saturate the cotton and you fill all underneath and you know the reservoir, it takes forever to dry your cotton out. Berries on the inhale, float on the exhale. That's almost like a milkshake, you know. Wrong bottle. It's the S-Tune Berry Floats. If you're into berry stuff but they're not too overly berry, and you like that nice creamy sweetness to it, that's a good one. They're all good ones. They all fit within my flavor profile. They're not too fruity. They're all got that nice sweetness to them. And they're good. They're really good. I'm gonna have to say, you guys at Strange Clouds Vapor Company, you know your juice. You really do. I usually don't throw it up on the channel here unless I found it good. And it's one of my regular vapes. I've been trying to favor the others a little bit. I'm going through the Julius pretty fast. Should actually be through it all the way, but the only reason I haven't been is because I've got a bunch of other juices I've been vaping on from the expo still. Will they last me till the next expo? I don't think so. It's a lot of juice, but they're not going to last that long. And speaking of expo, I'd like to hear in the comments below. I still have all the raw footage. Would anybody like to see my edit of the Canadian Vape Expo in Montreal? Well, either way, you're probably going to get it because I've been in an editing mood lately. I think I was going to be my third video shot today, so why not? See? Lots of clouds. And I think we're ready to move on to the next flavor. So what do you ask? What do you think PBOMG stands for? Peanut butter, oh my god. And that's about the right way to say it. Oh, yeah, Estuin berries float before we go any further. A rich ice cream spun together with a handful of Saskatoon berries, followed up with a splash of old-fashioned cream soda. Spot on. That's exactly what I was tasting. Without the carbonation of the cream soda, don't think you could get much closer than that. So PBOMG, I'll read this now so I don't brush over it. A fresh-made ice cream blend marbled with a tornado of smooth peanut butter and gooey melted marshmallow. If you like peanut butter vapes, I'm not a big fan of peanut butter vapes. Much for nut flavors in general. Pralines, yeah. Macadamia, there was one that was a macadamia flavor that I really liked. I can't remember who made it. It was good. Now when you smell it, you smell the mellow and the ice cream. My eyes showing up really blue on this. But when you vape it, see, I'm not a fan of minty vapes, but I come across a few that if you're a kind of person who's into minty vapes, would be through the roof for them. And I'm going to say the same thing for this peanut butter. If you like peanut butter flavored vapes, if you like nutty flavored vapes, PBOMG is for you. You have to try it. Even if you just order up a small bottle to try it, you're going to be ordering a big bottle eventually. So just skip that first step and get a big bottle of it. This is the stuff you'll like. Now see, I'm not a big fan of peanut butter, but this here kind of reminds me of Reese peanut butter cups a little bit. Kind of in and around that area. And that could possibly be from the marshmallow. Obviously the peanut butter. And as not a fan of peanut butter, I still have to say it's not a favorite, but I still enjoy it. So all in all together, out of the 4 flavors, 10 out of 10, these guys are great. Strange Clouds Vapor Company. I'll try and throw their information up in the credits, so that if you want to get a hold of them and try these, try it out yourself, you can more than do so. You can find them on Facebook. I'm sure they've got a Twitter. And on here, Strange Clouds at bakkenvapes.com. Get a hold of them. Good stuff. Thanks again, guys, for giving me a deal at the expo. It's been great vapes, and they're going to do me very well. Anybody else who tries them, so do you very well too. Have a good night.